So I think there's a whole complicated suite of reasons for that. One of them is that somehow we get this message that we've got to know how to do everything and we have to know how to do everything right and it's all on us. But it's like you can't admit that you don't know how to do something. Yeah, you've got a PhD, like you should know. So saying you don't know something makes you vulnerable in a way. For me to go to the research office and say, I'm in this terrible situation was the most vulnerable I remember feeling. So there's that, there's the vulnerability. It's also communication. It's like we don't talk about, the institution doesn't appear to talk about the things that we do. We somehow assume that they're going to sort of percolate through the system and people are going to find out. There's also always a resource issue. The institution as a whole doesn't have the resources to deal with every single little problem that every single researcher would possibly have.
At the graduate level, every graduate student would have a methodologies course.
It's not methodologies.
This is not methodologies?
No. We don't teach this in methodologies at all. This is research administration. This is university administration. It's like just the business of doing how it is that we do.
It directly impacts research.
It does, absolutely directly impacts research. We should teach a course.
Yeah, why isn't it in a methodologies class?
Well, because methodologies is about how you're going to do the research, and this is about the administrative structure that you wrap around doing the research, and it's probably less clear. So a person who's setting up a lab is setting up the lab and they're doing the stuff within the lab, and where we come in is, well, how do you get the equipment for that lab? Where's the funding? How do you make sure that the room gets renovated? How do you make sure that pharma company that's funding you to do this research, you write a contract that makes sure that you can publish what you want to publish? It's like these, it's not meta questions, but it's like
systemic.
And it's about the wrapping around the research, and we don't talk about this.
So what's the solution to that?
Well, it's interesting as we're talking. I think we should be talking to graduate students about this for sure. People need to come into the institution understanding they are becoming part of
a massive machine.
Exactly. So that's the other thing is I think somehow we have this model of academic researchers, I've heard this said, is like they're a bunch of little independent contractors. But it's not. We're not. We are not independent contractors. For better or worse, we are employees of an institution, means we're members of an institution, and that institution has a lot of resources and a lot of skills and a lot of expertise. And it's ours as a member of that institution. And I think the other thing is we have to make it clear to people that they can say they don't know and it's not a problem.